Hi everyone, it's Mary Ellen. This is my first video. I'm the owner of Keto Fusion, and I wanted to come on and thank everybody for following me. And I thought I might share my own story and the reason why I created Keto Fusion. And just sort of explain a little bit why, what prompted me and some of the events that actually got me started, um, and my own personal experience. I'm really hoping that my story will help you. And actually, my mistakes, especially the ones that I've made health wise, won't happen to you so that you can take charge of your own health and make some positive decisions in that area. Okay? So, I want to tell you my background and my credentials. I am a certified natural health consultant. I steer away quite a bit from Western medicine, although I've had some big health challenges in my life, and I find that for the most part, um, I basically had to heal myself. As some of the traditional ways of approach via allopathic medicine, which is what's widely accepted in North America as far as healthcare goes, um, I found that those or allopathic medicine was really lagging and not really creating any type of healing for myself personally. So I started studying herbal medicine, homeopathic medicine, any alternative medicine that I thought was going to help, um, heal my ailments. And for the most part, when the doctors, and I'm not saying that, don't do anything without your family physician, MD, they have to know what you're doing. And I do, sometimes you need somebody to fix a broken bone or stitch up a cut or just basic, wrap your arm or x-ray, and all those diagnostic tools are amazing. MRIs, all those scans, ultrasound, the scans and the things they use for diagnostics is amazing. And that part of science and those things I'll use. And what I do is I find out what is wrong and what is going on and determine that, usually by the testing. And my medical doctor and physician, GP, general practitioner, right? She is in the know of what's going on with me, and I work with her and tell her what I do. And she often asks me what supplements I'm taking, and then she goes to her big book she's got in her office and looks up whatever it is, and then make sure that anything I'm taking. I've had to have antibiotics at certain points because an infection just would not go away. So every few, once in a while, I have to turn to that. Not very often. Most of the time, I'm echinacea and vitamin C, and I'm good to go. So, um, uh, I don't want to get too much into the politics about healthcare, because that's a whole other video. Pharmaceutical industry, all that stuff. I'm not going to go there right now. I'm only going to tell you why, what happened again, and what I am doing to help myself stay healthy. I'm 64 years old, and as I get older, there's a few things that have come up that are quite concerning. I do now have type 2 diabetes. I also have what's called peripheral neuropathy. Everybody asked me to do a cooking video, and I'd be having to like. What happens with peripheral neuropathy is the ends of your fingers, the nerves on the ends of your fingers don't work. They actually feel kind of numb. It also affects your feet. Now, I'm real early stages, and it's possible that this condition may reverse itself because there's different stages, and I'm only in stage one. But what would be hilarious is watching me cook because we'd be constantly cutting and and going to, retake and redo and reshoot because I drop stuff. I drop stuff. I can't open stuff. A lot of my dexterity is very, very challenged. I'm also an artist. I do have another page on Facebook um, that's devoted to that. I'm also an astrologer, and I've been studying astrology for many, many, many years. I think I started in my mid-teens, and that has been very interesting, and it's helped me understand. It gives me a good psychological understanding sometimes of people and also a way of understanding relationships. But that isn't about keto fusion. Keto fusion is basically about nutrition and and keeping your diet very clean, and basically ketogenic is cutting out all sugars, and sugars are quite toxic to the system. And most of the prepared foods in the grocery stores now contain sugar, and not only that, a lot of chemicals and stuff like that. So I pretty much putter away in my kitchen every day, making myself my ketogenic meals, dropping my stuff on the floor, cursing, and then picking it up again. And but I also occasionally, but not often, have take-up food, and I can talk about that too, as to what kinds of things you can eat fast food wise. Sometimes I travel and on the road, and you're limited to what you can eat at restaurants, and most of the time people are pretty good, as far as waitressing and waiters and things like that. Just let them know that you've got a very strict diet, and you can't have mashed potatoes or baked potatoes just make my sugars go way out off the chart. I don't know why. I could probably it's, I guess, because of the starch. It just immediately changes into sugar, and I just can't eat them, although I adore them. My little Irish blood that I have in me loves it. And I grew up eating potatoes, and it's probably the biggest challenge for me is, eliminating them out of the diet, which I did. I've actually been doing like the low carb diet since the 90s. And what it did was it actually helped me from becoming like absolutely huge. I have to tell you that in the last 6 or 7 months, my ketogenic diet has knocked the weight off me. It's pretty much fallen off, and I've probably lost since last fall. We're almost looking into a year, maybe a little over about 8 months, I guess we'd say, that I actually lost about 60 pounds. So I keep looking at myself in the mirror and going, "Oh, where's her little double chin and her puffy face and all that?" But no, it's been wonderful that way. I have lost a great deal of weight. I feel really good. I do exercise a lot more. At least 3 times a week, I go for a walk, and that is something that's very important for your digestive system, and makes it, if you have any carbohydrates, it helps to quickly process those out of your system. And so, sometimes if I do eat something a little, I don't know, fruit is kind of frowned upon. I eat mostly raspberries and strawberries, the berries, blueberries are basically the only fruit. I have had a green apple, like not a sweet, like a Granny Smith apple slices and things like that. I can eat that, But for the most part, peaches, pears, apples, regular apples, no go, because they will raise your sugar levels. So um, I wanted to just talk to you about sometimes it's really, really hard, and there are a lot of pitfalls that you can fall into. My worst one was actually being with my partner, and he was a junk food junkie. And I decided to just, you know, last year, I guess, for the most part, I decided it would, I was going to be a junk food junkie too. I wanted to eat the chips, going to eat the candy, going to eat the chocolate, just went right off the rails. And I remember about a year ago, I rented a cottage. I live in London, Ontario, and we have these beautiful Great Lakes around us. And I went to about a beach town, and I rented a cottage, and it had like a hot tub outside. So I'm out in the hot tub, and I take a look at this was last August, and I take a look at my bare feet. I sort of had my feet up on the ledge, and I thought, my big toenail looks yellow, like the sun was coming through, and I could really see the discoloring in my toe. Now, I didn't have any other symptoms. I didn't know why it looked like that, but my toenails were always clear, and I'm not a nail polish person. I try and, I don't paint my toenails or anything like that. I don't paint my fingernails. It's just take me as I am. I hardly wear makeup. I mean, I'm an all natural sort of kind of person, and that's the way I like to be. So I thought, oh my God, what do I have? A fungus? What's going on? And then about maybe October, I noticed that I couldn't really feel the bottom of my feet. So I kind of got a lot of stuff happened last fall. So a lot of stuff just kind of, what can I say? My life blew up. My partner got very, very ill with high blood pressure, and he basically, what happened with him, and this was him not taking his blood pressure medication. He ended up with problems with his brain and a brain bleed, and it completely changed his personality, and not for the good. So unfortunately, sometimes there are conditions that can really, they're like silent killers. And actually, diabetes is like a silent killer, because if your blood sugar is high, you really don't know. I did notice in the fall that I was starting to get very, very thirsty, and the dry mouth, and running to the bathroom quite a lot. So those are symptoms of high blood sugar. High blood sugar. High blood pressure, a little different. It's more deadly. You can't even tell. So if your blood pressure is high and you're not checking it, you have no idea until something really, really bad happens. And so the lucky part for me, and is that I never have had high blood pressure. High cholesterol, yes, and I'll talk about that too. Maybe why sometimes people on ketogenic diets, their cholesterol goes up. And I'll tell you, one of the main reasons for that is because it's a high fat diet, and usually what people go to satisfy their hunger is red meats, and they can be quite high in fat, and they can actually lead to higher cholesterol. So I just wanted to beware of that. Make sure that that there actually is a way to help with lowering your cholesterol, and that is you can still do the ketogenic, although it's not a cure-all, that's for sure, but for some people it's probably a good start. And as far as the ketogenic diet and lowering blood sugar and lowering cholesterol, if it's high, is to stick to lighter sources of protein. So I noticed one of my, and I go to my doctor probably 3 times a year, every 3 months, right? So she checks my A1C and she checks my cholesterol. And I think about last year, sometime she mentioned to me that my cholesterol was a little bit high. I kind of just sort of went, oh well, what am I, kind of ignored it. I was ignoring. Last year was the year, 2022 for me was the year of pretending problems didn't exist. It's just like, look the other way. Don't look at it. Don't look at it. Don't take things. It's not there. If you don't look at it or you don't acknowledge it, it's not there, right? But that's so wrong. And that was what my 2023 was completely opposite. It's like, I was frightened, especially when I was diagnosed with the neuropathy. I was scared straight. And I told my doctor that too. Now, if you do have or suffer from, you're prone to high cholesterol, what I recommend for the ketogenic diet, and if you need to drop some weight, and what you need to do is switch your proteins to a lighter source. So what I ended up doing was going to tofu, and I've got lots of recipes for tofu. It's wonderful if it's marinated and cooked properly. TVP is a textured vegetable protein, which is kind of like when you add hot water to it. It's like a ground beef, ground chicken, ground turkey, chicken, and turkey products that really will drop down the fat and keep your cholesterol in the proper range that it should be. But it is, I noticed, I am very vocal on a lot of the keto groups on Facebook, and I do notice that people that are start the ketogenic diet, and they're eating their, ribs and their pork chops and their steaks and, frying everything. It's like, oh, good. And then they said, oh, I went to the doctor and my cholesterol's high. I mean, yeah. If you're prone to high cholesterol, then you gotta lighten up your protein sources. So just a warning for that, to let you know. And it's a lifestyle. Sorry, excuse me. I might edit that part out. It's a lifestyle choice. It's really not a diet. I hate the word diet because it's almost like it's not a temporary thing. If you're heavy, or you have fatty liver, or you've got diabetes, or you've got high cholesterol, anything like that, those are serious problems. So you have to do something, unless you want to really shorten your life, or you want to end up not basically, yeah, unless you want to a short life, just continue as you are. But you have to sort of think about, when you get older, it's harder to stay healthy. Let's just face it. Aging is difficult, but switching and caring for yourself is important. You've got people that love you and people that want you around as long as possible. And I think my ideas and the keto lifestyle is one of those things that are going to probably keep me around for a little bit longer. And so again, I want to thank all the followers on my keto page. I want to thank you for following me and listening to my crazy posts. I have a wild sense of humor sometimes, so it escapes sometimes, and I like having fun online and being a little bit of a sarcastic person. You'll see that in some of my videos. And I think I think just for fun, I might actually do a cooking video and just laugh my way through it. I mean, what, the worst thing that can happen is you could get a couple of laughs out of it. That's the best thing that can happen. But anyways, I just wanted to talk, just a short little video here, and again, thank everybody on my business page on Facebook, on the Keto Fusion page, too, so much for following me, and I hope that this video helps you, and I will continue to post. If you enjoy the video, please like and share, and I'm gonna leave it at a 20-minute video for you. So you have a great evening or morning or afternoon or whatever time of day it is. And again, please like and share the video. Take care and have a great day. Bye-bye.